Hey guys, how's it going? If you haven't pulled the trigger on your first property yet, I'm going to help you out today. I know the biggest problem with most people is getting the ball rolling, getting started, getting that momentum going. When we first started, getting momentum going was hard, but it's no different than anything else. It's simply just taking steps, having a plan and taking the steps that it takes to get there. It's those steps and that plan that are really the most important part. And then a little tenacity and go do it and get it done kind of attitude. Hey, if that interests you, please hit the like button and subscribe. I appreciate it. The number one problem that I hear from most people, and I get a lot of feedback every week, is I don't know how to get started. And I get that. You know, it seems like for most of us that have been doing this for a long time, you lose a sense of reality when it comes to getting started. It seems so simple and so easy, and you can't understand why people haven't done it yet. And yet you felt the same thing when you were getting started. And I want to make sure that I always understand that, and I always remember what it was like when we started. And let me tell you something, when we got started, we knew nothing. We had bought a house before, a couple of houses before, a few houses before. And I didn't even understand the escrow process. I simply signed the papers where I was told to sign because I had no internet. I had nothing that I could look at to back me up. And most people were the same way. You'd get a stack of papers that were really scary and you'd just go through and sign them. You know, there was no electronic signing. Of course, there was no electronic anything. There was no internet. Now it's a little bit easier because you can go out and do the research. Opposite problem now, though, is you're going to analyze to paralyze. You know, you're going to look at stuff so long that you're not going to do anything. Before, maybe it was a little easier because we were naive and didn't know. Now, you know too much, and it's hard to take that leap. Take a look at this video over here about buying your first property. That's why I decided to put together a list for you guys. Now, I've told you about it before, and if you haven't downloaded it, go to the link below and download this list. It's going to help you organize what you got to do to get moving. And I know for a fact that that's the hardest thing. You're hearing so many things and you're watching so many videos and there's so many opinions out there. But the bottom line is you need to find a property that's undervalued and it has to cash flow and you have to get it rented out. That's really the long and short of it. And the problem is the more videos you watch, the more confused you get rather than the more clarity you get. Really, honestly, something like this, there's other things out there. There's really simply written books. There's other lists, I'm sure. I can't tell you where they are because I have no idea. But it's really important that you start with something. You have some sort of basis. So that's why I put that together. If you have another list, fine, go for it. These are the points that I found really important when I was looking. So it goes through finding a property, making sure it's valued correctly, making sure it supports the rents, getting your credit squared away, making sure you've got enough money for a down payment, all the little things that are really not that exciting to talk about, but are obviously very necessary when it comes to getting your first property. I have compiled this after 10 years. When I first started investing, I had an investment club to go to, and I had people there that I could bounce ideas off of. Everybody had different opinions on things. So we had to go back to the drawing board and decide what we were going to do. And we decided we were going to do it through flipping. So a lot of you out there have jobs that you count on for your income, and that's going to be your down payment source. Our down payment source was flipping. We'd make some money. We figured every 3 or 4 houses we flipped, we'd have enough money saved up for a down payment. We'd put a down payment on a rental, and away we'd go. You may be a contractor, you may be a doctor or a dentist or a factory worker or a teacher or a lawyer or whatever it is you do. Maybe you're a dolphin trainer. I don't know. But the good news is every single one of those things that you do produces income. And if you can budget correctly, you can save enough money to buy your first property. And then you can do it again and again and again. And eventually you can start using some of the money that you've got in your property. You can use that, borrow against it, and use that for down payments. That is where the power comes in. That is where you'll be able to actually start moving forward very quickly. It takes you a few years to get to that point generally, but once you get there, it's like anything else. It's like compound interest. You know, it goes like this and then it starts going like this. It's the same thing with properties. You start off with 1, and then you get 2, and then you get 3, 4, 5. Then all of a sudden you can leverage the equity that you've got in that house to buy another house, and it doesn't affect your rental income on the other houses. And that's how you can really build wealth. It's a process, though. It doesn't happen overnight. It took us almost 11 years now to get where we're at. And we fast-tracked it because we did it full-time. Because remember, coming out of the recession, we really had no choice. Strongly advise you to download this or something else and get started. Set yourself up a roadmap. Make sure that you've got a list of things that you can go and attack every single day. And then when it comes time to making your first offer on a house, you'll be ready. You won't be scared. You'll be nervous, but you won't be scared. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope that helps. Please hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll talk to you next week. Hey guys, check out these 2 videos. They're really going to help you on your investment journey. I'm also on Instagram. Tons of great video content there. Really good stuff. Please subscribe. I'll see you next time.